Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout. Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk.
Sorry about that. What's going on, guys? You see, I got my background, got it nice and chill. Got some coffee on the desk, something to calm me down. Our therapy session has just begun, y'all. It is a very weird feeling, this is. Being angry the way the game ended, or where the way the whole second half went, but not angry at like we would be in the past if the offense wasn't good enough and all of those things that have been talked about in the media and the news, sports talk radio, all of that same stuff was not the issue. And sometimes it's not that you lose, it's how you lose. And how we lost today is unacceptable. As a team, and I'm saying this from my experience when I played, even when I was in the pros, when I was with the Eagles, when I was in Canada, when I was in the World League, when I was in college at Eastern Kentucky, when I was in high school at Princeton High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And the worst thing you can do is give away a game. The worst feeling in the world is when you have it in your hands and you give it away. You make dumb mistakes. As a team, you do things you've never really done before. And you end up wasting an effort. For all of the conversation that was going on about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and people mad at the offense and all of that type of stuff, from all of that rhetoric, all of that conversation, and this is how it happens, this is how it goes down, that is tough, man. That is a hard pill to swallow, period. Hard pill to swallow, man. Hard pill to swallow, man. And it sucks. It sucks. Bounce back game Friday. Penalties cost us the game. J62 Moon. Yeah, you got it, bro. Penalties and turnovers, man. Penalties and turnovers. They tell you that when you're 10 years old in your first year of organized sports. You can't have stupid penalties and you can't turn the ball over. So Coach had to go to Boulder, Colorado to decompress. Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. You gotta be up at 4:30, bro. Woo. Oh man, get you some sleep, bro. Get you some sleep. This is one of them games that drive you to drink, bro. Good grief. Is it time to start going away from these plays that we keep getting penalized in? No, we don't. We don't. It's a weird thing because I guarantee you in practice, they don't do stuff like this in practice. They don't. When we got called for that illegal formation, we probably went over that 1,000 times in practice. And they tell you what to do. They tell you what to ask the refs about. Matter of fact, it wasn't like this when I played, but when now it is a regular occurrence when the NFL teams have practice that there is a league referee at the practice. And they're calling real live penalties on what they would see in the game. So usually when they're running those plays, they got a ref on site that will tell them offsides, got to move up, this, that, or the other. There's people that they don't practice those mistakes. You don't practice fumbling the ball. Just the opposite. All of those drills that you see on the news where they running over dummies and they holding the ball, and then you see the guy with a big long stick with a foam ball at the end of it, and they smacking at the ball. All of that stuff is to prevent fumbles. That's exactly what that is. So they don't practice that. They don't practice. Zach Bond doesn't practice dropping a pick that hits him in the hands. You don't practice dropping it. Saquon doesn't practice fumbling the ball. We don't practice fumbling a punt return. So that's player execution failure, because nobody talks about this when they do what they're supposed to do. And they've done it before. And, what do I always say? If you did it once, you can do it again. So I don't like KP, but it's hard to call plays when you can't run the ball. Rips out half your playbook. Yes, it does. And I try to let everybody know. For those of you who saw my film session the other day, when I was watching tape, and I told you, it's our offensive line. It is our offensive line. I refuse to entertain any more conversation about Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown being on the outs. There's something going on. It's a situationship. All of that kind of stuff. All of that shit that Shady said, all the stuff that D-Jack said, even D Gunn, all of that kind of stuff. None of that had nothing to do with what happened today. Nothing. With the exception of Jalen Hurts taking that sack towards the end of the game. I thought Jalen was relatively good. And I said today, I don't need Jalen to be elite. I just need him to be good. And I think today he was good. And I think everybody else, we just shit the bed, man. We shot ourselves in the foot every chance we get. Penalties, negating interceptions and fumbles, fumble recoveries, things of that nature, all game. And it's just like one thing after another, after another, after another. And you just couldn't, we were just under that black cloud today. And it sucked. Because to me, that's a wasted effort by the offense. And again, the offense is kind of bipolar because we can't do nothing. And we either do it in the first half or the second half. We can't do it in both. Miss me with that stuff that happened in the against the Giants and against bad teams. Chip Kelly got fired. Is that news or is that breaking news? Chip Kelly is gone. I didn't see anything. I'm actually watching the replay of the Browns game. Uh-oh. I'm hearing ESPN chime in, so yeah, it's legit. Okay. I don't see anything yet, but that don't mean it ain't true. Now they're saying that Tom Brady almost called somebody the N word on the broadcast. I missed that. Tom Brady's near N word slip up during Cowboys Eagles sends internet into frenzy. What the hell did he say? Oh my God. Yeah. Guess what? Unfortunately, it doesn't make any sense to fire Kevin Patullo now. Not at this stage of the game. We at the back half of the season. We got 5 more weeks left, and then we in the playoffs. So you don't want to mess up that continuity right now. It's a whether you like him or not, it's a familiar voice. Ride it. Dance with the one you brought. Take it all the way to the hill. Take it all the way to the hill. When you look at this situation with Matt Patricia a couple years ago, that's what happens when you change the voice that late in the season. Sean Desai shouldn't have been fired. Matt Patricia was worse, and they had nothing to do with the problems on the defense anyways. The problem with our defense was they couldn't tackle worth shit. You can't teach that. Sean Desai can't teach you how to tackle in the NFL. You NFL players, you should know how to do that. So, in my opinion, they pulled the trigger too quickly. So, but that's one person out of the mix. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Link. Well, my brother-in-law is asking me, did I what I thought about Shador. Yeah, I'm watching the tape. I wanted to watch. I'm gonna do a video probably early tomorrow morning about Shador, but I gotta deal with the therapy that is the Philadelphia Eagles right now. I haven't even listened to Sports Talk Radio yet. Usually I listen to the post game show. I haven't watched it so I can see Barrett Brooks and that whole show, Jason Avant and Ray Didinger, Jaws, all of them. But I ain't even have a chance to watch that. But I was texting Barrett Brooks during the game, and I mentioned I was like Cam Jurgens and Fred Johnson were horrible today. Not good, not good at all. And I know I was watching I was watching Seth's show, and he said he thought Fred Johnson had a good game, and I was like, no, the hell he didn't. Not by my look. But as of right now, I think Cam is the biggest. Cam Jurgens is the biggest culprit right now. We got to get that. We got to figure out how to get him together, man. He is hurt. He's not. He's a liability. He's about as bad as Caliendo was in the Super Bowl. That's the comp that I have right now with Cam Jurgens, and I love Cam Jurgens. I did not think anybody was going to be able to replace Jason Kelsey, and Cam Jurgens stepped in and did a masterful job last year. This year, he can't stay healthy. First, it was his back, then it was his knee, and whatever it is now, he ain't 100%, and it is costing us. So somebody got to do the right thing, make the move, have the hard conversation, do what you got to do. But he is dead center in the middle of this offense. He's the guy that snaps the ball to the quarterback. We got to get that fixed. We have to, or we cannot do anything. Yeah, it's gonna be painful, man. They can't blame it on AJ and Jalen this week. You can't have penalties like that and expect to win. You can't drop picks and expect to win. You can't get interceptions and turnovers as a defense and have them negated by penalties and stupid stuff. Can't do that and expect to win. Period. Period. And anybody that wants to look at this situation and not see the forest for the trees when it comes to our offensive line is crazy. This this week will tell you. This week will tell you who pays attention to the games, who watches tape, watches actual film of the game, and who doesn't. Who is just all about the narratives and just, they just want to throw out that Jalen Hurts couldn't win and the same old rhetoric. This will tell you who is who. Because anybody that's still in that same line of discussion, that means they are not watching the game. Period. That means they are not watching these games. They don't watch tape. They're not paying attention. All they are doing is taking the box scores and making it up. They have zero context and they don't know what they're talking about. So this will show you who is actually paying attention or who isn't. Yeah, I saw the kneeling stuff. It is what it is at this point on offense. We 12 weeks in. O-line is the weakness. There you go. In a nutshell. There you go in a nutshell. O-line is our weakness. Don't get it twisted. Don't make it complicated. And it's still something that can be fixed. All you got to do is put Brett Toth in there or take the young fellow Lampkin. Whatever you got to do, I don't care who you put in there. It can't be worse than what we got today. I told y'all I'm going over this tape as soon as it's available on NFL.com. I'm going over this tape right now, and the only thing I'm showing is I'm going to crop out everything else. The only thing I'm going to show is that offensive line. That's it. That's the only thing you're going to see. That's the only thing you're going to see because it is god-awful. It's a shame. It's a shame that Brian Daboll gets fired and the New York Giants offense looks better than ours does with Jameis Winston. Are you freaking kidding me? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Yeah, listen. It's time to have them difficult conversations right now. Absolutely. It's time for coaches to earn their keep. And because it's the coach's job to have them tough conversations and sit down who you need to sit down for the betterment of the team. Coaches, that's the coach's job. So I agree 100%. It's time to have some uncomfortable conversations. That's his thing to say. So passive aggressive talk. It is what it is. Oh Lord, what the hell is this? Lord have mercy. On family group chat, somebody put the CEO of Campbell's Soup has admitted that they use 3D printed chicken. What? Oh my God. Not as big a weakness as the play calling. It's run blocking that's the issue. O-line pass blocking is fine. So don't make blanket statements. Hurts had time to throw, but nobody open. That's KP. You are correct. You are correct. What good is it if you got 5 minutes to throw, but ain't nobody open? I understand. I understand. Our tight ends coach used to be the OC for the Falcons back in the day with Julio Jones. Let him call plays. Shit, at this point, you can't do any worse. No players bigger than the team. Basic plays. No Minecraft chicken. Lava. Some Steve's lava chicken. Oh my God. It is going to be miserable this week, man. But I'm all for it. You got to take the good with the bad. You got to take the ass whoopings just like you give them. It just sucks that we gave this game away. We gave away Dallas. We gave away Dallas. That's why it sucks so bad, because it's Dallas. Now we got to hear that bullshit all week. Now, all of a sudden, Dallas is rising from the grave and they going to make it. Nah, no, they not. No, they not. CD Lamb still dropping balls. The best wide receiver on that team is Pickens. And their defense still sucks. So, yeah, Skip. I didn't even listen to any post game stuff because me and Tone was on, and I was in my own misery. So I haven't listened to it. I'm sure I'm gonna get some sound bites from it, but it's hard. You know what? Jalen's not stupid, so he knows that people know. He knows that people know. So, but this might be a Howie situation. That's what I'm saying. Better yet, this might be a Jeffrey Lurie situation. This might be Jeffrey Lurie might have to come off the perch and make the announcement. And mind you, I'm just glancing at my television, and Baker Mayfield got a sling on. I don't even know who this quarterback is. Who is this quarterback? Screenplay, Bucky Irvin. I don't know who the quarterback is, but Baker Mayfield is out. Oh, you know they're gonna be glazing. Glazing and slobbing, bro. Ugh. Ugh. But like I said earlier, like ESPN and Fox and all of they can figure out the Dallas Cowboys got the biggest footprint when it comes to attention. And anytime you talk about the Cowboys, anytime the Cowboys wins, especially against the Eagles, because you got so many people that wanted the Cowboys to, or you wanted the Eagles to lose. So now that the Dallas Cowboys beat them, that's going to be everywhere. That's going to be everywhere tomorrow. Rest assured. Patulo got to go. Bring in a consultant. Let Sirianni call the plays. That unless they got somebody else in the room that they can call plays that they got confidence with, because they need to bring somebody from the outside. That's what they need to do. They need to bring somebody from the outside. This is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's gonna come down to the wire, man. Like I said, it ain't no teams that are just that much better than anybody else. It's just not. Let me be honest with you. I don't want Nick to call plays either. He had his shot. He had his shot. Hired Dayball as a consultant. Whatever they do, they're gonna do, man. I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think he's built for that. I don't think he's built for that. I think he is good because, and remember, a lot of people gave him flack because he wanted to be a CEO coach. He caught a lot of hell from that. The Eagles caught a lot of hell for that. Well, why is he even coaching then? Why? And I was like, listen, like you think it's easy to be? You think everybody can be like Andy Reid, being the head coach and calling the plays? And like, no, that is a difficult endeavor. And you know what? I'm glad he gave up the play calling and all that kind of stuff. Just be the CEO coach. You've had much more success with that. So just keep rolling with it. Yeah, probably is. Nick wasn't this bad in the collapse year. We still had like the eighth offense. Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Until that offensive line gets fixed, we got issues. And when you have issues, it's you. Got to get that fixed. Got to get it fixed. Listen, the way we playing, there's no such thing as a mediocre team, bro. Skip. We there's no such thing as a mediocre team. We gonna have to claw, scrap, grind, fight. We gonna have to do everything till we get to the playoffs. We don't have easy games no more because we ain't that team. We are not that team. We gonna have to scrap and claw our way all the way back to the top of the NFC East. We gonna have to take that. They ain't gonna give it to us. There's nobody that's head and shoulders above anybody else, in my opinion. Nobody right now. So the game is wide open. The game is wide open. You trying to get that first week bye because anybody can win the Super Bowl this year. Anybody. The Chiefs might not make it. Hell, if we keep playing the way we playing, we might not make it either. So it's like it's somebody gonna win it. We just don't know who it is. Good games. Eagles as a Cowboy fan. I wouldn't call it a good game. Not at all. I think this is a game, and I've said this a lot. The team that makes the least amount of mistakes usually wins. Eagles are still a better team than Dallas, but it doesn't matter because as of right now, we paper tigers. We look good on paper, but when it comes to putting it down on the field, we can't put it together. We can't put it together. So the math ain't mathing with this one. What do you do when you're desperate? What do you do when you're desperate? Backdoor blowout. Oh, that's a bad visual. Yep, 24 unanswered points. Absolutely. Coach, do you think it's play calling or the lack of establishing the run that is affecting the passing game the most? It is our inability to block. That's what the problem is. Because you got to look at the fourth quarter of that game. We didn't run the ball at all. We just if we wanted to get Saquon the ball, we put him in the flats. That's what we did. And what that does is it makes you as an offense, it makes you it makes you predictable because you only got, one or two cards in your pocket and everybody knows where it's going and everybody knows who's going to. So there's no surprises. So yeah. The play calling is because have your playbook you can't use because you can't run the ball. And they watch film too. So they waiting for you to make the mistake. I agree. Worst I've seen it since the Sirianni era. Agreed. They want something to eat. They're not hungry. Even though we have individual players that are hungry. I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with that. We got to make a change, something that will shake things up on offense. Online was so bad. I didn't even flinch when we lost Lane because he wasn't playing good either. He wasn't. He wasn't. We across the board, we struggle. We struggle mightily. So, goodness gracious. Got to laugh to keep from crying. But all right, man. I'm. That's my session. I'm done bitching about it. Can't do nothing about it, but kind of wallow in the mud. Then hopefully Tuesday will come. Then Wednesday we back on the grind. Don't forget tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I talked to my buddy Alex. Alex owns Mobile Mulligans, which is a mobile golf simulator. He took a regular box truck, cut it up, and made something incredible. So check me out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. when I talk with Alex from Mobile Mulligans. That should be fun. But all right. Yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Ugh. And there's no use in prolonging the inevitable. So let me get up out of here. I got some more film to watch. I'm going to bed early. Got to go to the store, get me a brisket for Thanksgiving. Got things to do. And this is not going to make it easier. Golly. Whew. All right, fellas. I'm gonna be up out of here. Let me go. Y'all try to have a good week. We do have an early game this Friday. If you can, check me out tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And we're gonna keep this thing going. It is what it is. Go Birds.